I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States, and I'm an Orthodox Jew. I was always an Orthodox Jew. I was raised in a Jewish home where Bible and Judaism and Jewish history has always been an integral part of my life. I went to a Jewish school from the age of 5 through the age of 18, and we always studied Bible and the prophets and Hebrew language. It was always very important. So for me, learning about the land of Israel began when I first learned the Bible. I was a member of B'nai Akiva, a religious Zionist youth movement, when I was in high school, a very active member. And the whole message of this movement was Israel. How can we as young Jews contribute to Israel? It was taken for granted that we would be moving to Israel. The whole ideology behind this movement is that Jews who believe in God, who believe in the Bible, we believe that the promises that God made initially to Abraham in Genesis 12, he says to Abraham, that very first revelation, he says to him, and I will give this land to your children. And we looked at ourselves, we look at ourselves as the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And of course later on in the prophecies where we hear over and over again, despite the fact that the people of Israel have sinned and they will be exiled, or they have been exiled from their land, the prophets over and over again talk about a time in the future where God will return the Jews to the land. We see in Amos, the last verse of Amos, God promises he will plant us again on this land, never again to be uprooted. In Ezekiel, chapter 36 is one of my favorites. It talks about the mountains of Israel and how they will once again be fruitful, and there will be people once again on the mountains, and the ruined cities will be rebuilt. These are chapters and scriptures that we studied on a regular basis, and what this movement helped us to understand is how those ancient promises and prophecies are coming true today through the establishment of the State of Israel, and that as religious Jews we had an obligation to take part in this process, because this process is indeed the redemption. We are at the beginning of the redemption process. If God was moving through the Jewish people and moving through the events that were happening in Israel to bring the redemption, if we were moving closer to the time when Messiah would come, how could I not be a part of that? It was as simple as that. A lot of people don't realize when you build a home in Israel, and I particularly felt this way, building a home in a new community in Samaria, it's more than just buying a house someplace. You're putting down roots, at least this is how I felt, you're putting down roots in your ancient homeland, in a place where for centuries Jews were not able to put down roots. For centuries Jews were wandering all over the globe, never secure in where they were, whether because of persecution or whether because we really weren't a part of whatever nation we happened to be living in at that point. Being able to come back to the land of Israel, to be speaking Hebrew, to be back in the very same places that our forefathers lived, and to put down roots. That is very, very special.